You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. LSU and Kansas State for the second time in their history are going to match up in football. So it's LSU, Kansas State in the Texas Bowl. That's going to be January the 4th at 8 p.m. So January the 4th ends up being a really interesting day for LSU athletics. At 6 p.m., LSU basketball is going to play at home against Kentucky, and that's the day that they're going to unveil Dale Brown Court. And then at 8 p.m., it'll be LSU and Texas in the Texas Bowl. LSU and Kansas State in the Texas Bowl. There at NRG in Houston. So there's a lot of things to like about this, and we'll react to it. And I do understand that for the most part, the juices aren't going to get flowing for people mostly when we're talking about a Texas Bowl appearance. But this will be LSU's second appearance in the Texas Bowl. Of course, they were there after the 2015 season where they beat Patrick Mahomes and Texas Tech. And now they'll have their second opportunity in this bowl against Chris Kleiman's Kansas State Wildcats. I think there's a lot of appeal to this game if you're LSU. You always want to see if you can finish the season with a feel-good in your belly, finish the season a little bit on a high, and this is a chance to do it. LSU likely would be favored over Kansas State, and so if you win this game, you'll have a great opportunity. If you win this game, you'll have a great opportunity to get to 7-5 and finish with a winning record. So, on top of that, it's a non-traditional opponent, as we mentioned. LSU and Kansas State have only played once before. It was the second game of the 1980 season where LSU won 21-0 in Tiger Stadium. So it's a non-traditional opponent. It's always kind of interesting to see another uniform, another helmet across the way from you. It's one of the appealing parts of bowl season as you get these non-traditional matchups. And of course, I know we've explained this before, but a big part of the reason why you see bowl placement the way it is now is specifically for TV and attendance. So I know we've explained it, but after the playoff selects the New Year's Six, the committee selects the New Year's Six, the highest ranked SEC team not in the playoff or the New Year's Six goes to the Citrus Bowl, and then after that, it's all a placement. So we may think, well, the Outback Bowl is better than the Texas Bowl, but in reality, that's not really how it works anymore. Look at the last time LSU was in the Texas Bowl in 2015. If you remember, that was the year where Leonard Fournette went bonkers. Now, they opened the season against McNeese, and that game got canceled, if you remember, because of the lightning. So LSU only played 11 regular season games that year. But they were undefeated going into November and ranked second in the first college football playoff rankings. Then they lost to Bama and Arkansas and Ole Miss, and then beat A&M, and that was the Les Miles carry them off the field type game. So they were 8-3, would have been 9-3. Would have been a 9-3 team had they played McNeese, but they were a 3-loss team, and they ended up in the Texas Bowl. I mean, the 2017 LSU team went 9-3, went to the Citrus Bowl. The 2018 LSU team it was a 3-loss team, went to the Fiesta Bowl. So how it goes season to season certainly varies, but that's just kind of how it works now. Bowls are created to drive attendance, and LSU's largest alumni base outside of Louisiana is in Houston. So you get LSU fans from Houston, from Dallas. It's an easy drive for LSU fans from Baton Rouge or Lafayette or Lake Charles to make that trip west to Houston to go to this game. So there's going to be a great LSU contingent present buying tickets at this game. So it makes a lot of sense from that standpoint. If there is a negative, it's what I just alluded to, in that LSU Hoops plays that day against Kentucky. And the LSU basketball team is ranked now. We'll get to that in a little bit, but they are now ranked after starting the season 8-0, and they're going to play Kentucky in what is always the highest attended game when Kentucky comes in. It's just the way it is. It's like Alabama in football, and that's the date that LSU is going to unveil Dale Brown Court. So there's going to be a lot of emotion surrounding that game as well, and quite honestly, there may be more people interested in that basketball game a month from now than this football game. So I did have one person suggest that maybe LSU should just show the football game on the big screen at the Maravich Center and just let the people who come for the basketball game stay for the football game as well. Just watch in there and open up concessions. Not a bad thought if LSU wants to try it out. But this will also be interesting because we'll get to see Brad Davis as the interim head coach, and he did meet with the media on Sunday and talked about his team's opportunity to play in this game on January the 4th.
Well, we're super excited about the opportunity to coach the team in the Texas Bowl against Kansas State. For me personally, it's a milestone moment to represent LSU and the state of Louisiana in such a remarkable contest. We're excited to return to Houston. During the hurricane, obviously we were displaced, and the city of Houston, and particularly the Houston Texans, showed us a ton of hospitality. And so we're certainly honored to go back and play in such a prestigious venue. We're really excited to go and play in front of our fans. Obviously, there's a large alumni base in the city of Houston, and so we're certainly excited to go get in front of those fans for sure.
Brad Davis also talked about, and remember the context of this, because this is a very interesting storyline with this game. This is a guy who's from Baton Rouge, who went to Bel Air High School, who played college football and has coached all over, and now is back in his hometown, and he's the interim head coach. And he talked about what it means for him personally to be the interim head coach at LSU.
You know what? I've been preparing for this my whole life. I'm from North Baton Rouge. I grew up on Winburn Avenue. People who are from this city, you're taught from a young age about toughness. You're taught about making do, making something out of nothing, and so I'm so proud to represent the people that I grew up with that have been and have had a huge part in my upbringing to get to this point. From a career standpoint, I've traveled all over the country, and I've tried to do my best everywhere I've gone, and yet somehow it led me back here to home, and I'm awfully proud. I did the coolest thing today, which is I went to church with my mom. I hadn't done that, and I tell you what, you guys talk about coaches and these salaries and all the stuff that people think really matters. Today I was able to go home. After church, my mom, she cooked a pot of white beans. My dad was going to barbecue. And then I got a phone call that I had a press conference and told them, I'm going to be on the news. And so they went crazy. Baton Rouge is a nice sized city, but we have a really small town, community. Everything's tight knit and real close. And so it's been a bit of a whirlwind. I'm awfully proud to coach at LSU. It's been a lifelong dream for me, and I've enjoyed every day that I've had a chance to wear this shirt. My plan going forward is every day I'm allowed to. I'm going to give my best for LSU. I'm going to do everything I can in this role to advance LSU and really springboard our team for success going forward.
Brad Davis, interim head coach. I think that the more you hear him speak, the more I think that personality is going to be infectious. And it's going to get people excited for him to have the opportunity to do this with this team. And one more, this has been something that's been asked a lot, is what role is Brian Kelly going to have, if any, in bowl prep?
I'd be foolish not to utilize his expertise. He's obviously coached in tons of big football games. And so, going forward, I want to be in compliance with what he wants in regards to the organization of it. These 15 practices are valuable. And so we don't want to waste one of them developing this team for 2022. Obviously, the bowl game is the matter at hand, but we definitely want to springboard into 2022. You know what I mean? So as it gets closer to time for our preparation, getting through this next week and recruiting, I fully intend to spend time utilizing him, for both the analytical piece and his expertise. Yes, sir.
Brad Davis, interim head coach at LSU. Tigers and Wildcats, January the 4th. That's a Tuesday in the Texas Bowl, as LSU will play in a bowl game for the 21st time in 22 seasons. Of course, they opted out of a bowl game a year ago. They self-imposed a bowl ban, I should say, as part of their punishments with respect to the NCAA violations. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.